Okay, so apparently Moshe Ndiki owes SARS 1.2 million, and it is said that if he doesn't pay, they're gonna seize his assets. So, and for those who don't know who Moshe Ndiki is, he's a media personality, a presenter, and also an actor. He used to act at this. He used to play for this telenovela called Gomorrah as Mr. Faku. Yeah, I used to watch that show, but other shows that he be presenting, I don't really watch them, but I be seeing the guy. So, and I don't know if they're saying it's his personal account that's owing SARS, or it's the business that owes SARS, because he also got a business called Moshe's Kitchen. I don't know if it's a restaurant or it's a takeaway thing, So now they are threatened. They said that they told him a while back around June that if he doesn't pay, legal actions will be taken against him, So I don't know if he didn't get the message, the letters, whatsoever. But so now they are threatening that if he doesn't pay, they're gonna seize his assets. Like I said, I don't know if they're gonna seize his personal assets or the business assets, right? But at the same time, there are some speculations and some rumors that actually SARS is reaching. The guy actually owes 600,000, not 1.2 million. So, and some other stories, they are saying that, the money has accumulated to 1.2. Like, oh, wait, hold on. So if in June, the guy was owing 600,000, 3 months later, now it's been doubled. What the fuck? So SARS gonna, that's crazy, right? If in June he was owing 600,000 rand, so now it's October, the guy is supposed to pay 1.2 for the penalties and stuff. Man, that's a jack, man. That's a jack. Or maybe he was actually owing 1.2 to begin with, But my thing is, most of these celebrities, like I said, they are just starting businesses because they don't want to pay more tax on their personal accounts. So instead, they might rather pay the business tax, So, and apparently they are even saying that they're going to be charging influencers tax. They gotta pay, influencers gotta pay tax recently, So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to even think that, never mind him owing SARS such amount of money. Sometimes I tend to believe that SARS is a scam, man. SARS is scamming people just because it's the government demanding the money, whether you like it or not. We cannot make it look like, there's nothing we can do. Well, actually, there is something we gotta do, man. Well, I don't have the solution yet, but I'm just thinking out loud. I'm like, you know what? Man, SARS is a fucking scam, man. Huh? Maybe suppose you paid your own tuitions for school. You even got yourself an employment. Now you still gotta pay another tax. It's like they are fucking saying, actually, we are making you a favor. We are doing you a favor for getting this job. So in return, at least pay us a certain fee. Actually, we are making you we are doing you a favor for you to get that fucking education. We are doing you a favor. So in return, you gotta. I mean, I'm not saying SARS is wrong. SARS is not supposed to be here, because you guys need to remember that without SARS or without the taxpayers' money, the government is fucked. Fucked. The government doesn't have money without the taxpayers' money. So maybe it's about time the government try to generate its own money elsewhere. Maybe that's when the resources might even start working, because whenever they use the taxpayers' money, funds end up getting mismanaged, and then services sometimes they end up not being rendered, not being delivered on time, because you know why? Those are not their monies. It's the taxpayers' money. Everything is taxed right now. Your food, your price of petrol, your cars, everything. Tax. I mean, yeah, maybe tax has to make a difference, try to help the poor here and there, but there are some certain tax that are just abnormal. Well, we're not saying that as a company making a certain amount, you're not supposed to pay tax, because that's how they get you. They be like, well, you can't make such amount of money without giving us a certain thing. Why? Why can't the government just generate its own revenue somehow without having to get the taxpayers' money? Like I'm saying, maybe that's when the shit might start to run smoothly. You know, have you realized that whenever you take out your own money from your own pocket to spend it on something, maybe suppose, let's say, you bought yourself a cell phone. If you bought yourself that fucking cell phone, you're gonna treat it with care. You're gonna handle it with care. You're gonna try to make sure that this phone doesn't fall. But if somebody decides to give you a handout or decides to give you a phone, just because you didn't work hard for that fucking phone, you're gonna misuse it. Even if it falls, you don't give a damn. You don't lose anything. So maybe, just maybe, the government needs to start generating their own money somehow elsewhere. Maybe let them sell us stuff. I mean, I get it. We are poor. Sometimes we need free medications. But imagine if the government decides that there are no free medication, there are no free schooling. Now you gotta make sure that actually, whenever you're going to school, you gotta excel. In terms of being sick, you gotta make sure that you eat the right food in order for your ass not to get sick. You see, so because sometimes we be using free stuff, we end up misusing those things. So even the government end up becoming entitled to your money whenever you start to make more money. They be like, hey, nigga, remember you gotta pay 27% of the company tax. Like, what? I'm not making enough. Yeah, you gotta give us 27% of that money. That is not enough, you know? So, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just tend to believe that the government is a fucking scam, man. Government is a scam. But we cannot live as human beings without having to have a government, right? Because a government just simply means an organized structure. You know, without rules and regulations, we are animals. We are even no better than animals, you know. So the government structure is just, hey, you got morals, you got a conscience. So how about you do things a certain way? Because you got morals, motherfucker. You are a fucking human being. But they even just end up taking advantage just because they are the government. But it's fucked up, man.
We live in a world where the system and capitalism turns a blind eye on its hoi polloi. As we all know that nothing is permanent, I welcome you all to the LungTrey segment where we're gonna talk, share, listen and laugh if it's laughable. So sit back, relax. I'm your host, Trejo Tabo here. See you soon.
Trejo Tebugo from Turfloop, but currently residing in Brakpan. I'm a scriptwriter and a filmmaker. I've always wanted to study film and TV production, but due to lack of funds, I ended teaching myself how to write scripts, shoot, edit, and direct short films and podcasts. I started a YouTube channel, LungTrey Studio, where I shoot short films and podcasts on my Samsung